Thank you all very much. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah, I really want to thank you all for coming out and spending a bit of time this afternoon, really for us to be able to engage. As Lauren said, I've been with the district just under 6 months now as the Chief Procurement Officer. I've got a pretty diverse background, experience in the federal government, experience served in the Marine Corps. I've also served in the Peace Corps. I've worked in the private sector. I've worked in the development space. So pretty broad range of experience in contracting, procurement, and finance. When I got the call from the mayor's team to come and join, it was really very exciting for me to be able to work in a place that we live and to be able to make a difference in the place that we live. So really honored to be here. I'm honored to be the Chief Procurement Officer of the district, and just really want to thank you for coming out today. Want to go through a little bit, try to demystify contracting a bit in the district, talk to you a little bit about the Office of Contracting and Procurement. But I really want to hear either at the end or afterwards. I know we've got about 45 minutes or an hour for networking, but hear from you ideas that you have or thoughts that you have on how we can improve either our engagement with industry in the district or just how to improve the contracting process generally. So, the district, national capital, great place to be. In the fiscal year 2016 budget, that's 20 years of balanced budgets that have been submitted in the district. We're in a very good financially strong position in the district. If we look at the district and our 650,000 residents around the district, we've got over 21,000 private enterprises. Of those, there's about 1,150 certified businesses. And if you look at that chart there of the district, it's broken down by wards. That's a percentage of those 1,150 certified businesses and where they are placed in the wards throughout the district. Now that's an eye chart. You won't be able to see a lot, but the point of this is that the district, like other governments, we've got 3 branches. And germane to contracting, you've got the legislative branch, our district council, where the DC auditor also sits. We also have the judicial branch, and that's where the Board of Contracts Appeals are, and then the executive branch, of course. And in the executive branch, we've got the mayor and the city administrator. The Office of Contracting and Procurement actually falls up underneath the deputy city administrator, Kevin Donahue. In the contracting and procurement structure, as the Chief Procurement Officer, you have kind of 2 roles in the district. You've got the Chief Procurement Officer, where you're the policy person for the district on contracting and procurement, but you're also the director of an agency. You're the director of contracting and procurement agency. And within that agency, there are a couple things that I wanted to be able to point out to you. One, that we've got a learning and development group, and that's fairly new. It's called a Procurement Institute. But this group is there to really train up our staff, the staff that's involved in contracting, to make sure that we understand how to do business in the district. What are the laws and the regulations in the district? We also have an Office of Procurement Integrity and Compliance. It's almost an internal auditor for the Office of Contracting and Procurement. The organizational structure for district contracting, we've changed things up quite a bit. There's been a lot of change of contracting authority and where the staff sits. Where does the contracting officers and the contract specialists sit that support our programs and our agencies throughout the district? So we've consolidated quite a bit of this supervisory responsibility for contracting staff throughout the district underneath the Office of Contracting and Procurement. We have established chief contracting officers in key areas such as information technology and health that really are there to drive the requirements, to work with our program offices as we execute contracts through the year. So we've reorganized a bit our organizational structure, and are really trying to make it more functional, commodity based. If you think about the mission of contracting and procurement, I've got a piece up there from the Procurement Practices Reform Act that the Chief Procurement Officer shall provide the overall leadership in the implementation of procurement rules and coordination of all procurement activities of the district government. When I think about the mission of contracting and procurement, I think about it pretty simply. We've got industry capability and we've got resident needs that are translated through our agencies. And we balance that industry capability with our needs over the laws and the regulations of the district. So it's balancing industry capability and district needs over the laws and regulations of the district. The vision of procurement in the district. Mayor Bowser has said that procurement's critical to creating pathways to the middle class in the district. The mayor and I share of the vision of improving the efficiency, the quality, and the integrity of procurement service delivery in the district. And doing that in a number of ways. And we'll talk more about this in a bit, but certainly looking to streamline processes, increasing our competition for requirements in the district, and being more transparent and accountable. In the district, when I think about the district as an environment to do contracting, we've got a good system of checks and balances within the district, even from a macro organizational structure perspective. There's an office of the Attorney General that is a separate independent office. That office provides the legal sufficiency of our solicitations, of our contract awards before they're done. So we've got a separate and independent OAG. There's a separate and independent office of the Chief Financial Officer. So certifying funds in the beginning before we go out to award a contract is done independently. Making the three-way match to ensure payment is proper is done independently. We've got council oversight. The council in the district reviews contracts that are above $1 million. We have a separate office of the Inspector General. I mentioned previously we've got the Office of Procurement Integrity and Compliance, kind of the internal audit for auditor for the contracting office. And we have a code of ethics that all of our staff will follow. What do we procure in the district, in the Office of Contracting and Procurement? A lot of stuff. Anything you can imagine that a city would need, right? From building bridges to information technology. The Office of Contracting and Procurement supports a number of agencies within the district, but not all of them. There are 76 offices and divisions within the district that the Office of Contracting and Procurement supports with the procurement authority of the Chief Procurement Officer. That's a list of many of the agencies, but everything from DCRA to the police department. So a total of 76 agencies. Now there are also a number of agencies that have their own independent contracting authority, meaning that they can award contracts outside of the Office of Contracting and Procurement. So you've got the Department of General Services, you've got the District of Columbia Public Library, DC Water, the University of DC. So a number of agencies do have independent contracting authority. That means that agency works on their own to award those contracts, compared to the offices that the Office of Contracting and Procurement supports, where our contracting officers and contract specialists are working with those program managers within the 76 agencies that we support to move through the contracting process. Does that make sense? Okay. In the district, we use Ariba as our contracting software. There's a couple of items I wanted to point out on it. The ability to issue solicitations by NIGP code, as well, once you have an account, the ability to know when your proposals are received and understand status of that award. In the district, we've got the Procurement Practices Reform Act of 2010. That's the main code that is used. That's the main statutory authority for the district contracting. And the 27 DCMR, the District of Columbia Municipal Regulations, are the regulations that we follow. And then, of course, policies and procedures that are worked through with the Chief Procurement Officer. So, a number of initiatives that I just wanted to talk through with you that have been engaged with the last number of months, and as we're looking forward. Some of them are fairly simple: organizational structure and operations. Taking a look at the workload that we have throughout the district in the coming year, and making sure that we've got the staff to support that workload based on the volume, based on the technical aspect. I had mentioned before, we have a Procurement Institute that we're really flushing out and making sure that we've got a good certification program in the district for how we do, what are the laws and the regulations in the district that our contracting officers and contract staff will follow. We're working through updating policies and procedures. We've had a lot of change in the law, but I'm a firm believer that in order to really do well and follow a process, you want to have clear definition. You want to have clear policies and procedures so that people can walk through them. So we're doing quite a bit of focus in those areas right now. And I'll talk a bit more about these other topics. Procurement Accountability Review Board. We do have some legislative recommendations that were heard at Council just last week that I'll touch base on. Acquisition planning I'll touch a bit on. And then engagement with our business community. That's the reason that I'm here today. We have a plan. We really want to get out and understand how we can do better in engaging our business counterparts in the district. What will attract more people to do business with the district? How can we increase that competition? Okay? And an event like this, I hope, will be a good start to that. So, when I first came aboard, actually even before coming aboard, the weekend before, I had a review, a discussion with the mayor's team on a board that we wanted to put together. This is the mayor's initiative called the Procurement Accountability Review Board. And the focus of this board is really to improve the quality, efficiency, integrity of the contracting process. The board is made up of the mayor, the city administrator, and myself. And we meet quarterly with the mayor, monthly with the city administrator. But there are a couple of things that we look at as a matter of course. If we have any contracts that are retroactive, meaning that they hadn't received council approval prior to them being awarded, we look at each one of those. If we have findings that come out of an audit, internal or external, that are focused on the contracting process, we take a look at those. If we have results from the Contracts Appeals Board that come out that are negative to the district, we will look at those. We're looking at those things to understand what are the root cause challenges that got them there, so that we can improve the system. What can we learn from those acts, or what can we learn from those challenges to improve the system? So that's the Procurement Accountability Review Board. It's been in the paper a couple of times. Legislative recommendations. We've got some recommendations to prevent some of the duplicity of review that we have with council. We're looking to get into stronger controls around procurement sensitive information during a live procurement, so that we can protect the data of our businesses when they submit information, and also looking to change the this is minor, but to change when we submit our acquisition plans to council, wanting to get them into a place where we have a budget approved, and then within 60 days we're getting our acquisition plans together. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Actually, I'll talk a little bit more about that right now. So over the last number of months, we've worked with our 76 agencies in the district to plan and coordinate the planned activities that will happen in fiscal year 2016. Going through that process, we have when we're looking at federal funding, local funding, capital funding, about $4.4 billion worth of acquisitions that are planned for 2016 throughout the agencies. So with these acquisition plans and getting into the details of them and really working with our programmatic counterparts, the idea here is to get a better understanding of our requirements. I firmly believe if we can understand our requirements better, then we can coordinate with industry better. If we can explain to our industry counterparts the needs of the district, then we can improve the competitive nature of improve competition in the district. If we can improve competition, we can get a better value for our residents. Okay? So I want to talk a little bit about opportunities for small businesses and small business program. We do have certified business enterprises in the district, and in a competitive acquisition, that certified business enterprise can receive up to 12-point advantage on 100 in a competitive situation. We have mandatory set-asides for actions up to $250,000. They are first to go to small businesses and to certified businesses. So those are set-asides. We also have a law for subcontracting requirements that 35% of the value of a contract is to be subcontracted with a certified business in the district. Okay, so we want to engage, we want to increase the number of small businesses, the number of CBEs that we have in the district. There is a CBE opportunity guide that was sent out last week. I know our colleagues from DSLBD can share more with you on the guide, but it's the first time that I'm aware of that a guide has been sent out that really projects budgets and opportunities for small businesses in the district. So DC supply schedule. We have similar to the federal government, the district has a set of supply schedules that we're able to order off of. So it's almost like a blanket purchase agreement. It's a shell contract that you can order off of. So we get terms and conditions in place, get pricing in place, and it makes it easier for agencies to award off of. In the district, you have to be a certified business in order to be on a supply schedule. But this is our first place that we go when we have requirements, is to the schedule. So it's advantageous to be on there. And as I mentioned before, it's mandatory for those actions under $250,000. Here is a list of the supply schedules that we currently have, from temporary support services to advertising. This can be shared with you afterwards as well. But there are currently 16 supply schedules that are there. Industry engagement to continue. A couple of different points of contact for you to think about in engaging the district and in engaging the staff in the district. Contracting officer, that's the individual that's actually going to be working with you to award the contract or modify the contract terms, ensuring that the contract remains current, exercising option periods. You also have a contract, and so the contracting officer would work within the Office of Contracting and Procurement. Now we have some staff that physically are working within the agencies that we support. Some are located centrally to the office at Judiciary Square, but they're all our contracting staff. Doesn't really matter where they sit. You also have a contract administrator typically, and if in other jurisdictions might call that a contracting officer's technical representative or a contracting officer's representative. But this is someone from the agency, from the program office, from the user agency that will work with receiving the goods and services. The person that has the technical knowledge to say, yes, I received the report, or yes, I received the goods and the services in line with the contract that was let. That's your contract administrator. And as Liz mentioned earlier, we have our customer contact center. We have a customer contact center, and I'll give you the name, the number, and the contact information at the end. But this is a place that you can call for any other questions that you might have. When you're not sure if it's a contracting officer, the contracting officer's technical representative that you should be talking to, there's always the customer care center that you can call. We offer 2 courses monthly in the Office of Contracting and Procurement that is again focused on improving the business that we do in the district. One is a general course of how we do business with a bit more meat and potatoes than the CPO can stand up here and talk to you about. So one is a general course that takes place. The second one is a course specifically for the DC supply schedule. And what are the mechanics of getting onto a DC supply schedule? So 2 opportunities monthly with these courses. So there's the contact information that's up there, and here's the details. Well, I do want to again thank you for taking the time to come here, and I want to thank my staff and colleagues that are here to engage with you as well. I'm going to personally stick around for some time. I know that our staff will as well. I'd love to, if you have something you'd like to tell me that you didn't want to say to the entire room, happy to do that as well. So thank you all very much.
We believe that this is a major step in the right direction so that our veterans, as well as the community in general, can become aware of the fact that there are real opportunities to take advantage of what the mayor has already indicated is an opportunity to become an entrepreneur and take advantage of the contracts that the district offers through the Office of Contracts and Procurement.